Maximum limit liquid on weak auras and add-ons. So this will be good. All right, let's look at this.
That is a very tricky question. So I kind of did a 180 on add-ons and weak auras this raid. So, by the way, specifically talking about boss weak auras, I could give you some examples so you can tell the difference. I'm not talking about UI weak auras, right? I'm talking like just boss weak auras. I think they're definitely getting, I don't know if they're like out of hand. It's just so fucking annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, there are just so many times where like we take a 15-minute break to get a weak aura made that works and is fine. We have excellent weak aura makers.
It's stupid.
And then it's just like, dude, we should just play the game. Like, if we took 5...
They have weak aura makers. It's like, this is what they do in a guild, is they have people that they're using, and these people are probably paid some sort of salary or something like that, or maybe not money, but like gold or some sort of like reimbursement to just make weak auras. The fuck? That's so weird. Yeah, it's just crazy. They're paid too. I have no idea. I'm not sure, but like that's just what I'm saying. I'll be right back.
Pulls to just do this normally, we'd figure it out. But in the essence of like saving time,
No, I didn't.
You just do it anyway. It just kind of goes against. I don't know. It just seems really annoying. I'm really not. But like the thing is, the Lords of Dread weak auras. Well, which Lords of Dread weak aura? Are you talking about the one that auto solves it? Like, yeah. First of all.
That's the end of it. It just auto solves whatever the problem is in the game. Oh my god. Like, in my opinion, why? Yeah, it's auto solving. Yeah, it's just so fucking annoying, man. I wish that what Blizzard would do is they would just make it to where every add-on that wasn't like a UI add-on didn't work. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. I think it's such trash that you have like all of these add-ons and you have to do these things for the raids. They've made the raids artificially harder. It's so fucking annoying, man. Nothing can impact that game. No, it will absolutely help because I think the raids are too hard. I do. I think they're too hard for an average player. And it's like Blizzard just keeps making harder and harder raids. Fan makes better looking gear than Blizzard. Let's see this. I did see this actually. Let's see. Is there a link to it? Looks like there's not. Yeah, so a viewer, or not a viewer, I guess I'll look it up on Wowhead and show you guys real quick so you'll get an idea of what it is. And oh, there it is. Fan redesigns armor. So this is the Blizzard armor right here. So you guys see this is what the armor looks like. This is what it looks like for the custom art from Blizzard. And this is what somebody did to make it a little bit more exciting. And it's really kind of surprising to me that that this kind of stuff can happen. Like, how is it that a random person is able to do this? You know, it's like it's way better. Yeah, it's 100% fucking better. It's amazing. Makes it unique. Yeah, like I wish that every single time somebody would do something like this, Blizzard would just hire them. Just hire them. It's like, okay, yeah, this guy's doing a good job. All right, well, let's get him on the team. That's it. It's done. You know, that's what it is. Blizzard stopped caring about their game. I feel like they just use it as a cash cow. They try to make as much money off of it as possible while simultaneously putting in as little effort as possible. The raids, I think, are... I think Blizzard cares primarily about the raids in the game. Like, that's like the main content of World of Warcraft now. It's not the community, it's not the world, it's the raids. And the raids are what everything is based around. They are what the entire patch is built around. Everything is about the raids. And you know what? Always has been? No, it wasn't. In Mists of Pandaria, it was not. In Legion, it absolutely was not. There were so many extra world bits of content. There was more content for archaeology in Legion than there is for all of the professions combined in Shadowlands. It was not always like this. Obviously, the raids were always a big deal, but in Classic WoW, and even a little bit more in Burning Crusade, you had other things that you could do. It's just fucking boring, man. Like, and I'm sick of seeing these raids be fine-tuned and hyper-balanced for, like, these people that play the game professionally. It's just fucking boring, man. I'm so tired of that. They fired the whole art team and got Janders or a great Tid to do it. I don't know about that. I mean, but I just think probably a lot of the good artists might have left, too. And to be fair, I don't think that the original art was bad. And I think that whenever they released this, it was bad, but it was probably just concept art, and they didn't really think to the fact that people might get bored of it in general. Did you hear about Disney hired some dude to do de-aging on Mark Hamill better on YouTube, better than Disney did? Blizzard should do this. Yeah, of course that's how it always goes, right? I mean, if you outsource something to 1 million people, you're probably going to get a better product. It's just what makes sense. Artists didn't leave, they got fired. Who the fuck knows? I have no idea. I wonder how much freedom does the art team have? Probably not a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, I think they probably just do the same shit that they can. They do what they can, but they're pretty much told what to make and how to make it. That's what I would kind of assume. Because the fans care, the devs are just out there to put food on the table or whatever. It's just, man, I'm just so sick of talking about that. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to. Like, I'm just so sick of talking about it. And hair transplant results, I'm a good boy. Oh, God. Who is this? Like, this actually does... Is this a real picture, or is this some sort of, like face app thing? Like, I don't even understand. Yeah, what the fuck? It's just, it's fake? I hope so. It's fucking weird, man.
For years. And you've been asking us for smaller and smaller keyboards every time.
Okay.
We've gone from the K100 to the K70, all the way down to the K65 Mini.
Oh no.
And yet you've still been asking us for even smaller keyboards. And we don't know why. But we have been listening.
Yeah?
And today, I'm proud to introduce to you our smallest keyboard yet. Introducing the K1 RGB 1% keyboard.
F!
Our product designers and engineers are always looking for new ways to innovate. And when you ask for smaller keyboards, they deliver. The
True.
first step, getting rid
Smart.
of all those extra keys. We had to be very delicate. The next step was adding all those features that you know and love, like RGB, wrist rest,
Wow.
volume scroll wheel, and a headphone jack. So
Oh
you
my
can communicate
God.
with your friends using our native Morse code support.
That's incredible.
Literally cheating? Literally cheating?
We're confident that the K1 has everything an esports pro needs to be at the top of their game.
I would
As
say...
a Duke Nukem esports player.
Dude, for a second, I thought that was S-Fan. Like, straight up. For like 1 second, I was like, wait, what?
You know, APM, it really matters. So with other keyboards, there was just too many keys, too many buttons, and it was slowing me down. But the
True.
K1, it's got everything I need and nothing else. My APM is shot through the roof.
Be sure to pick up the one key you'll ever need, the K1 RGB.
So, you know what's really funny about this? Is if this was released by Apple, it wouldn't have been released on April 1st. I think that's the funniest fucking thing about this whole thing, is that obviously this one's a joke, but there's been plenty of other cases where it actually wasn't, okay? So all this stuff always makes me a little bit nervous. So this is the thing that people wanted to show me here. Look at this. Let me wait for it to load here. And I kind of... You know what this reminds me a little bit of? Like, the face is like Radon, you know? And, like, obviously the armor, like, the closer that you look to it, it doesn't really look like the Lich King, but it really kind of does, you know? Like, you compare, like, the helmet, the shoulders, the chest piece there. This is kind of like the Lich King. The Omen skin in Lost Ark, yeah, it's... All of these are kind of adjacent to each other. They're relatively similar, I would say so. Yeah, it's like Bolvar, exactly. Let me see if I can find it. Bolvar Lich King. Bolvar Lich King. Yeah, I mean, like, let's see if I can find a good image of this. Yeah. I mean, I think this does. I mean, in a rough way, it does kind of look a lot like it. Which is like, again, I think that's fucking badass. I don't really care. And so, yeah, we've already got it, man. It's a Soul of Cinder. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that a lot of, and this is kind of like what happens, right? It's like a lot of fantasy places do things that are very, very much similar to each other. And whenever you're talking about like really big armor like this with spikes on it and shit, I'm totally fucking fine with it. Copy and steal it all you want. Like, I just want more of this kind of stuff in the game and less bunny ears and bullshit like that, man. Yeah, that's it. Skull Knight from Berserk. You could say that too. I mean, there's a lot of other examples. And that's what I'm trying to get at, right? Is like there's a lot of other ways that like things kind of steal and borrow from each other. Let's go back over here. Damage meter would ruin fun for others. Don't add it to the game. People would discriminate towards people with bad gear. Elf looking for more Argos, phase 1, accepting only 331 like me. Dies at every battle. The one guy with the worst engravings that lasts until the end and carries the group. Dude. Oh my god. So, let me read this one here. There's a reason why people often attribute bad engravings to a player being bad, and this reason is very simple. If you pick engravings that have no synergies with your class, it means that you probably don't understand your character or how to play him. And if a guy with bad engravings carries a group, it likely means that his whole group is abysmal. It is reasonable to assume that someone who is invested in his character will at least make basic research when investing decisions into building, and not doing that is a red flag. So this is the way I look at things, is he's completely right. Do you remember how mad people would get whenever I had an item level requirement to do time walking? So like I would make it to where like you had to have a certain item level even though everybody's item level was getting scaled down. And people got furious about this. They're like, why does it matter? And I told them very simply, better players have better gear. If you take 100 players that are, let's say right now in Lost Ark, 14, 15 item level, and you take 100 players that are 13, 15 item level, I would bet you that more players that are 14, 15, and Lost Ark is actually the worst example you can possibly use because they can just buy the fucking gear. But those people, like let's use engravings, okay? I think engravings is a better idea. People that are using the correct engravings for your classes. You take 100 people that are using the correct and right engravings for their class and 100 people that are not. You're going to have a higher proportion of people that are going to play their class well and know what the fuck they're doing if they're using the right engravings. And you always have people that use these roundabout ways, who use these different rationalizations for, oh, wait a minute, I don't really try to play the game in the right way, but somehow I'm the Giga Chad. It's like, sure, you can do whatever you want, but the overall majority of people that play the game bad are setting themselves up to fail that way. That's it. Yeah, just spent $1,000. Well, you can look at it in World of Warcraft too. Like, let's not even think about engravings. Like in WoW, if somebody, like you take 100 people in normal mode gear and 100 people in mythic gear, how many people in mythic gear are going to be able to play the game on average better than the normal mode players? That's just all there is to it. So what this person is saying is completely true. I totally agree with this guy. I don't think I've ever seen someone with bad engravings carry anything. They're almost always the problem. Yeah, of course they are. They suck. And this is the way that games go, right? Is like whenever you have a game that is, this is the same thing with WoW, is that if you're not playing the meta, nobody wants to play with you. Because why would you want to play with somebody who's intentionally handicapping themselves and also, by extension, their group? Because whenever you're playing something that's bad, you are doing worse, right? You're playing a worse thing. Now, I think most people are okay if you don't do everything the exact same way, but if this manifests itself in a way that you're holding your group back, then I think it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, players don't allow non-meta, so this will always hold true. Yeah, well, why would you allow non-meta? Like, this is a very good question. Why would you want to allow a non-meta player? They have a lower ceiling and probably a lower average. It's just people that are narcissistic that think that everybody's going to realize that they're actually this really great player because they do everything wrong. It's just, yeah, that's for fun. Why would you have fun inviting somebody who sabotages themselves? How's that fun? Who's having fun here? Oh, wow, we didn't make a DPS check because Bill decided to play the wrong spec. Oh, great. Thanks, Bill. Oh, now this is some fun now, guys. Hey, who's having fun? Off meta is cheaper. Oh, it absolutely is. That's why some people do it. And that's it. And let's see over here. Because differential and meta is non-meta is usually really low and not a reason for group wipes. Yeah, I think that most people, and that's what I was saying before, most people don't care if you like slightly deviate from things, but if you're just completely playing something different, and I think this is much more true in a game like WoW, and it will become more true in Lost Ark as more things become harder to do. Like Argos is a very easy raid. It's not that challenging. There's really no DPS check if you have the right gear for it, and the only thing you need to do is like 1 or 2 mechanics, and then the boss dies. So it's not a very big deal, but whenever you get into the harder raids, then you're going to have that happen. Then you're going to have people that are critical of you for playing something that's non-meta. And the harder the content gets, that's the more that metas are required. And that's it. People ignore data to create something from scratch and think it's better than the meta for them? Well, of course. Yeah, exactly. It's the development's fault for not balancing the game. Exactly, it is. Yeah, you're definitely right. What if they're non-meta and still clear content? I don't see a problem with that. Well, I don't see a problem with it either, but I also don't see a problem with other people choosing not to play with them. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I think it's totally fine if you want to go and, you know, do a non-meta build and do your own thing. Go on ahead. That sounds great to me. But you can't go and do your own thing and then complain and get mad that other people don't want to play with you. Because whenever you join a group and whenever you become part of something larger than yourself, it's something that now becomes more than you. You are now no longer the individual. You are part of the team. And if you can't play on a team, if you can't do those things on a team, you're going to have problems. And of course, people don't want to play with you because it's selfish. And that's it. It's a social obligation. No, it's just a video game. It's not just a video game, though. It's not, because, like, it's real life. It's your real life time. Like, you are doing this video game in your real life. You are spending your real life time. You are spending an hour extra because this happened. Like, this is your real life time. Like, yeah, like, it's just a video game. Like, that, yeah, the only people that ever say that are the ones that lose, okay? Like, yeah, every single game is single player. I'm the main character. Yeah, wrong perspective. My friend Meta is invited by people trying new stuff and testing stuff. So you're denying evolution, experimenting, learn more, trying to deny learning. Well, it's not really about learning. And, like, also, so, like, there are always going to be people. So, like, this is what happens, right? Is, like, people try to, like, oh, I have this one friend that did this one thing that wasn't meta and it was really good. Okay, cool. What about the other 100 people that did the thing that wasn't meta and it was bad? People are going to base their decisions off of probability. So the probability whenever you invite a player that's playing a non-meta build is that they have a higher probability of being garbage. They also have a higher probability of sometimes, every once in a while, being really good at trying something different. But that is not the norm. People want to go with whatever is a higher chance. It's like, if you have to roll the highest number, do you want to roll a 6-sided dice or a 20-sided dice, or do you want to flip a coin? I'd rather flip the fucking coin. That's all there is to it. That's the only option. I have to judge the player. Yeah, that's all there is to it. I think that's what makes sense. People think they're smarter than the meta and they're not. Yeah, and I think that's another thing, right? A lot of people, yeah, they're like, oh, I don't have to play by the meta. I know what I'm doing. I'm playing the way I want, and this is the actual best way to play. 9 times out of 10, those people are fucking garbage. They're absolute fucking garbage. They have no idea what they're talking about. They don't know how to play their character. And the reason why they think they're doing it well is because they can't even understand what they're doing wrong. Yeah, says you. Yeah, and the thing is, usually whenever I play something off meta, I'm playing and my performance is worse. Absolutely. That's what you do in Elden Ring with 90 plus strength. Yeah, but it's a single player game, so it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not looking for people to invite me into my group. You see what I'm saying? So, like, that's completely different paradigm. It's like, if you go and you look at, like, let's look at, like, Lost Ark. If you take a poll of 100 players or 1,000 players with Grudge level 1, how many of those players are going to be garbage? Yeah. Over 95%. Over 95% of those players are going to be, probably 100%. Every single one of them is going to be garbage. But, like, at least, everybody says over 90%. So why would you ever take the risk? Why would you ever take the risk with no other frame of reference, with, like, oh, this person just randomly joined? Why? Nobody would do it. April is yet another interesting MMO month. Month. Okay, it's another interesting month. And here's the highlights of what's coming. There are a lot of us are MMO Andes. Is our main genre. We have main games within the genre. So let's see what's coming out. Black Desert on April 6th. That's in 4 days. We'll be releasing its new expansion, Eternal Winter. Okay, they should rename it to Eternal Grinding, but that's already what the game is. And I'm excited. If I go back to play another MMO, it might probably be Black Desert, right? I think that'd be fucking fun. I always have enjoyed Black Desert. I thought the combat was really fun. It was just super grindy, and I kind of lost interest in it over time because I couldn't invest the time that I wanted to in order to be, like, super efficient, right? Actually, less pay to win than Lost Ark. Again, guys, like, here's the thing I wanted to get into with that, is that the reason why I kind of push back with, like, people getting mad about the pay to win stuff is that I feel like whenever you try to take a stance like that, you always have a bunch of people that try to do purity tests on you constantly, and they're trying to like test you and trying to like, you know, judge your authenticity, etc. And I'm tired of that, right? I don't, it's exhausting for me. So that's why I just don't give a shit anymore about it, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. I hate purity tests, and I hate the people that do them. That's about it. And what do you think about RuneScape? I played it a little bit, but I just never really got into it a whole lot. BDO doesn't have equalized PvP. Just don't be a hypocrite, Lamau. I don't really think that matters. I don't care about being a hypocrite, to be honest. I really don't. I only care about doing what I find personally advantageous, and the moment that it becomes personally advantageous, I just immediately do it. That's it. That's literally it. I don't care about like any of that stuff. It doesn't, like, I think that it's just, again, like, that's it's, you know, like one of these things, like people on the internet, like they attach themselves to the right. Oh my God, you said this, but you did this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, I don't care. Yeah. It's, again, it's another purity test type thing. I just don't want to, I don't want to deal with it, you know, like that's about it. And so yeah, that's all it comes down to. Take every advantage you can get. Hey, cheat to win, boys. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, man. That's all it comes down. That's all there is to it. Asmon isn't pure, that's okay. Yeah, no, of course not. And rumors circulating that I'll be joining the furry community. Who'd you hear that from? Yeah, who'd you hear that from? And I think that would be, I'm kind of curious about that. And so people were unhappy about the, well, actually, let me look at this. I'll talk about the place flag stuff and everything like that. Why I have such strong opinions on? Well, I think there is, like, basically, here's the way I look at it, right? Is I have strong opinions about things, but that doesn't really matter to me if it's beneficial for me to do the opposite. The way that I look at things is anytime that something is beneficial for me, I just do it. And that's it. That's the one rule I live by. It's like, I've stolen things before. I have. I think stealing should be illegal. But I would do it. Because it's advantageous. It's advantageous at that moment. And that's all that matters to me. Yeah, that's it. It's personally advantageous at that exact moment, and so I do it. That's it. Yeah, that's all there is to it. There's no more complication to it. There's no like moral guideline or you know, worldview that's attached to this. That's all. That's literally it. Here at the moment, yeah. That's all there is to Elite Strongest. Oh, I mean, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. That's about it. And so, do a crypto rug pull. There was a video I wanted to look at for that. Where is it? I saw it somewhere. It was a Kira TV video. Where the fuck is it? I was like, yeah, this one right here. We're gonna watch this in a bit. The NFT scams, because there's been a lot of people that are they're doing these NFT scams, and I think it's so stupid, man. Yeah, it's just so fucking stupid. I can't believe anybody buys these NFTs. It is so astonishing to me for me to see the people do that, but I guess it is what it is, right? So anyway, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna look at the rest of these first, and then we'll talk about the other stuff, okay? And who cares? Just buy it. Yeah. Hey, listen. The thing is, why would people not scam their audience? Why would you not scam your audience? And there's really no reason for a lot of people, you know, like they know their career is ending. They know that they're, you know, losing relevance for whatever reason. And it's like, why not? Why not? Because if you get the money, then you have the money. Because of morals? Yeah, so there's no reason not to. Like, listen, money's real. Morals aren't real. You can't see them. You can't touch them. They're not tangible. The real always takes precedence over the ideal. And I think that's what happens. And that's why the NFT scams are so popular, is because obviously everybody theoretically dislikes them, but whenever you get put in a position where you can make a lot of money off of it, well, then you do it. That's all there is to it. Being in jail is real, and that's the problem. And that's the problem with the NFT stuff. That's why you have so many scams, is because there's not a punishment. If there's no punishment for it, then people are going to keep doing it. Your reasoning is shit? Oh, so I think that you might be misunderstanding something. I'm not saying that this is how it should be. I'm just saying this is how it is. I'm not saying that like NFT scams, I'm not pogging over an NFT scam. I'm just saying this is what happens. That's all there is to it. Yeah. That's literally all there is to it. And NFT Andes and scam, yeah, it's Paul. Guys, stop. Stop. Oh my God, stop. Yeah, stop. It's just sometimes, oh, y'all are just, it's getting mad at reality. Yeah, people just get mad at reality. It's just gonna keep happening. Like, it's just gonna keep happening and happening and happening and happening until people wake up and they realize that it's just core to the human condition. And if you expect otherwise, you're just gonna get mad. So anyway, let me read the rest of these. I know I've been going back and forth and like talking about this, etc. But yeah, we'll go back and we're gonna look at the NFT video soon, okay? Black Desert new expansion, that's great. Personally not a huge on BDO, played for a bit on launch. I came back a few times, felt too grindy and there was no life in the world. I always actually felt like whenever I played BDO, there was a lot of life in the world. I would see people out grinding and like doing things, and it was always exciting for me to see that. I actually preferred that in BDO. It was one of the better things about the game. And yeah, I might look at this. Let's see, what is this? Dracaria? It doesn't, well, let me see. Maybe I'll look at that later on. Let me do this for now, though. This is April 12th. Final Fantasy will find and continue after the monumental success of Endwalker, first major update. So yeah, 6.1 is coming out. A lot of people linked this to me. I don't know if it's anywhere on my Reddit here, but it was like a picture of the armor for PvP in Final Fantasy. It looked pretty fucking badass. It looked like basically the Lich King's armor, like Bolvar, not Arthas, with like the thing in the middle of his chest and everything. It was pretty fucking badass. Excuse me. I had to take a drink. April 19th, we'll see a next expansion for World of Warcraft revealed to us all. I think that's the way I see it, too. I'm excited to see what the new expansion is going to be. I really am. I'm excited. I want to see what it is. I want to see what kind of bullshit they cooked up over there at Blizzard. And if it sucks, man, here's the thing. I'm just going to not... I'm going to stop playing it. Like, that's it. I'm just going to stop playing it, and... That's literally all there is to it. I mean, it's the same thing like right now. I don't really care a whole lot about 9.2, so I'm not playing the patch. It's like, here's one of the big reasons why I'm not playing 9.2 right now. Is that, you know, like they have like, there's this crucible or something like that where you can craft tier gear. Yeah, like you guys know about this. So like basically there's going to be a crucible where you can craft tier gear and stuff like this. And yeah. So it's still not open. Yeah, I don't want to play the game like that. Why would I want to play the game whenever they're intentionally making it bad? They're intentionally withholding things that would make the game better for no reason. Well, I don't want to play that. That sucks. Like fuck that. Fuck that. I'm just gonna wait until it's better. Like that's all it comes down to. Like Lost Ark. No, not like Lost Ark at all. I don't think so. And Lost Ark is also like much more of a new game. I haven't played the same rotation in Lost Ark for 15 years, so I'm not burned out on it as much. It's more enjoyable for me because I haven't done it as many times. And wow, I've gone through this same fucking donkey show 15 fucking years, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm sick of seeing, like, this come out, and it's like, oh, wow, there's this obvious fucking change that everybody needs to see, and it doesn't happen, because we're going to withhold it so we can artificially extend the content length. No, man, I don't want to deal with that. I just don't. And so that's it. Yeah, I'm burnt out. Fucking tired of that shit, man. Like, I don't want to play a game that they've intentionally gimped. Well, like, yeah, we've gimped the game to make it harder for you to get tier gear. Like, I don't want it to be hard to get tier gear. I just want to get the gear. Like, I just want it to be as simple as you kill the boss, you get the gear. That's it. And you can craft it, something like that in ICC, and just make it simple and easy to go. You know, that's all it comes down to, man. Dropped everything in Korea for first thing. Well, the thing is, like, I don't really care about, like, the Lost Ark stuff because the game's new to me. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with the game. With World of Warcraft, I played it for years, and it's just the same stupid bullshit every fucking patch. It's the same mistakes repeated every fucking patch. I'm tired of fucking seeing that. I'm tired of having my time intentionally wasted, man. And that's it. Like, yeah, I'm fucking tired of it, man. And Lost Ark also, like, I'm not even talking about Lost Ark. Who cares about Lost Ark? This is about WoW. Like, WoW, it's like, I don't know. Am I the only person that feels that way? It's like, if I know that there's a catch-up system in the game, it makes me not want to play it until the catch-up system's in the game. Yeah, is that really, yeah, I mean, that's the way I feel like that. Like, I don't want to have my time. It's like, it's disrespectful to my time. And it's just, yeah, that's about it. Reason I don't play WoW now? And don't play, stop crying about WoW, dude? Shut up, you pussy ass bitch. You're just mad because I'm talking shit about a game that you like. That's too bad. Listen, you are mad. You are simply mad that, like, I'm not playing your game, okay? That's all there is to it. And you know what I do? I just ban you and I move on. Because this is the facts. A lot of people are tired of Blizzard releasing the same garbage every patch and pretending like it's new. They're tired of Blizzard introducing a new system with intentional fucking handicaps and intentional time-wasting mechanisms, only to wait to be applauded whenever they remove them, you know, a year later. I'm just tired of this. I'm fucking tired of it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's exhausting. And yeah, that's all it comes down to. I don't care about Lost Ark or Final Fantasy or these other games. I'm talking about WoW. That's what they've done, and I'm fucking done with it, man. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I think it's the same thing with New World. And a lot of people are done with New World, too, because of the same thing. They don't care if it gets changed or not, because they've already felt like they had their time wasted, man. That's all there is to it. And I don't know. Like, I like PoE, but PoE does that a lot, too. PoE does that a lot, too. I mean, like, I think every game... So, like, here's really the difference, in my opinion, with, like, a lot of these other games and with WoW, is that WoW has, like, a super, super, super intensive and expansive PTR. Like, the PTR in WoW is fucking massive. So, like, if you have a problem in the game, and the game is bad in a certain way, you are going to hear that 100 fucking times from the players before it even hits the live servers. But that's a difference between Final Fantasy, because if Final Fantasy brings something out and it's dog shit, well, guess what? They probably didn't test it enough. The players didn't see it. They didn't receive the feedback. So basically, in Final Fantasy or Lost Ark, as far as I know, I don't think Lost Ark does PTR either. Many games don't. Is that if you have a PTR and you intentionally ignore the feedback, it's worse than if you just release it and it's bad. Because you can at least have plausible deniability that you didn't know that it was bad if you hadn't released it and hadn't had told people that it was worse, right? Does PTR in Korea? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. Blizzard should get rid of PTR since they just ignore it anyway. I think that I would prefer, this is what I've always said, is that I would prefer if there was no PTR. There was no PTR, there was no data mining. The patch comes out and it's a brand new patch. And the only thing that you get to see are the things that are released by the developers, and that's about it. You play well if it was good, regardless of catch-up mechanic. Yeah, but also you could say the lack of catch-up mechanics is why it's not good. I mean, you can go back and forth on this, etc. But in general, I just feel like playing something else right now, so I'm playing something else right now. I'll go back to WoW whenever I feel like it, and I'll do that instead. I don't want to think about it or like try to like rationalize my own taste or like the reason why I'm playing a video game. Like, I just feel like playing it, and that's about it. And PTR is not for feedback, it's just to fix bugs now. I think it's also to create hype. In my opinion, I think that Blizzard releases certain things on a PTR to get people excited for a new patch. I see that a lot. PTRs are unnecessary. Yeah, it's just, no Transplant cuts them up. Oh, I still like doing that kind of stuff in WoW. I love doing the community events in the game. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have stopped streaming it quite a long time ago. And that's one of the only things that I enjoy. The surprise Final Fantasy content, to be honest, I miss that with WoW and the PTR spoiling stuff. That's the way I feel too. And that's why, like, for example, whenever they did the network test for Elden Ring, I didn't play it. I didn't want to spoil the experience for myself, and I wanted to go in raw and see it and feel it for the first time on my own. I did that like one little event like right before the game came out, but that was like only a couple days before, so I didn't really care as much. I'm just not a fan of the PTR type stuff. But anyway, we do have the new expansion, which is great. Guild Wars 2 releasing its first content update since very well regarded expansion into Dragons. To be honest, I don't really care about Guild Wars. Sorry. I never really have. I always thought the game was very off-putting to me. Maybe one day I'll try it out just to see for myself, but I currently don't have any intentions for it, you know? And that's the way I look at it. And what's this? The rest of this? Overwatch did PTR very well. They tested huge changes to gauge player reactions and just give us a broken version of the game early. Yeah, that seems about right. And do you think developers should wind the clock back and hire testers once more? Seems like many games are not tested before release. Well, that's never going to happen. Yeah, that's never going to happen. They're never going to do, like most companies, what WoW is doing is what most companies will begin to do. And you see this happening more and more and more, where game developers release a game that is broken or buggy because they can save money. Basically, if there is a way for a company to save money, they will save that money. And that's the only thing that they really care about. Everything else is all just a little bit of bullshit. They care mostly about saving money, and that's what really matters. And even with like Final Fantasy 14, like Square Enix is like notorious for like bullshit. Like remember they had like the CEO talked about how they were going to add in NFTs to games and bullshit like that. Like I'm not on board with that either. So you know, it's just kind of is. Capitalism, it is what it is. Oh, this would happen in any economic system. It doesn't matter if it's capitalism or not, because capitalism is simply a manifestation of the human condition. It's greed. It's people want more and more and more and more. So everything will go to that no matter what. It doesn't matter if you go and you try to change the name on it, or you try to, you know, moderate this or whatever. The only thing that you're really doing is saying, you know, I don't know, like you're basically just replacing one problem with another problem, or you're replacing one class of tyrants with another. Because that's just what people do. That's the animal kingdom, and it will never change. Bitcoin solves this? Yeah, I don't think it does. I don't think so. I don't think it can be solved because it's core to how people are. It's the same as like how people kill each other, right? People killed each other 10,000 years ago. They killed each other now too. We haven't been able to do anything about it. We haven't been able to stop this from happening. It just keeps happening, and there's nothing really to do. And it will never go away, I don't think. You think about it like this, right? There's never been a crime in the history of humankind that has ever been eradicated. We've never been able to stop a single crime. That's it. And so, like, it's never happened in the entire history. There have been some things that have been, you know, transformed, right? Like people steal cars more than horses now, for example. But it's still the same general thing. We can't kill Jesus twice. Okay, all right, let's move on.